Hello, and welcome to another unused unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the Jagdpanzer 38T Tank Destroyer. So let's get the whole naming thing out of the way. The Jagdpanzer 38T was never actually called the Hetzer during the war in any official documentation. Yeah, it's a name that came along post-war, and the origins of that is honestly up to debate, and I'm not going to get into it. Nonetheless, I'm still going to call it Hetzer, because it's a pretty fun name. But just keep it in the back of your mind. Anyway, the Jagdpanzer 38T was actually based, surprise surprise, off the Panzer 38T, which was a Czech light tank which was used rather extensively by the Germans after they invaded Czechoslovakia in the early stages of World War II. But by 1944, it proved to be a little bit inadequate. And so the Germans, being the Germans, just took their old tank designs and turned it into a tank destroyer. And that is how the Jagdpanzer 38T was born. They essentially modified the Panzer 38 chassis to have its giant casemate structure with a forward-fitting, pretty much Pak-40 gun, well, slightly different than the Pak-40 gun, in the front, and a remote-controlled MG42 on top. And, well, it proved to be a rather decent tank destroyer, especially in the later stages of the war, as it was rather efficient to produce. They managed to build over 2,800 of these vehicles from the summer of 1944 to 45, which is pretty impressive for a late war tank. It proved to be good in a tank destroyer role because it had a rather small profile, so it was great in ambushes, and with its armor layout and pretty decent gun, it could do rather well in a slugfest. One of the major issues that the Hetzer had here was its crew interior ergonomics, as with all the inward sloped armor design, there really wasn't that much room to move around inside the tank. In-game, the Jagdpanzer 38T is a 70-point tank destroyer, available to Group Hartnik and 1st Lovasz Hungarian Cavalry Division, and it has 2 weapons. So you got your pretty average German 75mm gun, but with 3 different ammo types. The first one being AP, with 25 shots, you have 145mm pen and 5 damage on penetration, which is pretty good. And with 45% accuracy, that's also rather nice as well. Then you got the AP CR cells, which do a whopping 190mm of penetration, but only 1 damage. So when you hit something and it goes through, it's most likely not going to kill it in one hit unless you roll a critical hit on penetration. But you do have extra accuracy, which is rather nice. And then you got high explosive cells, pretty standard for high explosives, only 1 damage. And all the guns, or all the ammunition types I say, only shoot at 8 rounds a minute. And then you got an MG42 on top. Cool. For armor layout, you got 105mm on the front, strong top armor, 25mm on the side, and 20mm on the back. Down to the miscellaneous stats, it goes 25km off-road, 40km on the road, medium stealth, and very low optics capability. In battle, well, the Hetzer's gonna hit, to put it simply. It's a tank destroyer. It's going to do tank destroyer things. You're gonna keep it back, and tanks are gonna come towards you, and you're gonna blow them up. And in that role, it's pretty bloody good. You have APCR cells, so you can penetrate more heavily armoured Soviet tanks, but your regular 75mm gun of AP shells will also do a pretty good job of dealing with the majority of Soviet vehicles that come your way. And also, this thing has medium stealth, which is better than usually bad or very bad stealth that other tanks have. So keeping this in a medium forest is a very good idea, because this thing will be rather sneaky, as long as the enemy doesn't get recon units a bit too close. And it's a great tank destroyer in that role. Great armor, great gun, good mobility. It's just pretty damn good overall. In terms of both divisions that you can get them with Hartnik, it's definitely a good unit to have, as you don't have too many tank slots in Hartnik. You do get Stugs, but frankly the Hetzer is pretty much better for the same price. So having these guys to help gives you some more tank forces is pretty damn nice. And in 1st Lovasz, this is definitely a must-have unit, because this is pretty much your only quote-unquote proper tank that you can get in that division, which can actually fight T-34s at long range. Unless you count the Nimrod. That thing is a little bit ridiculous in its AP capabilities. But nonetheless, the Hetzer is going to Hetz. And well, I'm going to leave it off at that. It has been another unused unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, please just take it easy.